All right, let's talk about something that's on the minds of, well, millions of us here in the UK. If you're a freelancer, run a small business, or just use Revolut for your side hustle, this one's for you.
We're going to cut right to the chase and tackle the big question, the one you're really here for. Is the taxman, is HMRC actually watching your Revolut account? Let's find out.
And just so you know, we can tackle this head-on because this entire discussion was put together with the tax experts over at My Tax Accountant. We're talking clear, no-nonsense answers you can actually rely on.
Okay, so here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the straight answer about HMRC and your Revolut account. Then we'll get into their legal powers, what they can actually do. We'll talk about what triggers an investigation, look at those high-risk areas like crypto, and then the bit no one likes to think about, the real cost of getting it wrong. But don't worry, we'll wrap it all up with a super simple 5-step plan to keep you in the clear.
All right, Section 1. Let's get straight to it. No messing about, just the straight answer you came for.
So, can HMRC see what's going on in your Revolut account? The simple answer is yes. But, and this is a huge but, it's not some kind of Big Brother situation. The idea that there's an HMRC agent watching your every transaction, every coffee you buy, that's a complete myth. The reality is way more targeted. They have the legal power to request your data, but only when they have a good reason to suspect something is wrong, like undeclared income.
Okay, here's something you really need to get your head around. Revolut isn't a bank in the traditional UK sense. It's what's called an electronic money institution, or an EMI. Now, what does that actually mean for you? Well, it's regulated by the FCA, which is great, but your money isn't covered by the usual Financial Services Compensation Scheme. That's the one that protects up to £85,000 if a bank goes under. Instead, your cash is safeguarded. But the key takeaway here for our purposes is this. Bank or not, Revolut has to play by all the same UK tax rules. No exceptions.
So, how do they actually get this information? What gives them the right? Well, it all comes down to the rulebook they play by. Let's break down their legal powers.
HMRC isn't just asking nicely. They've got some serious legal muscle. They can use something called a third-party information notice, which basically means they can tell companies like Revolut, show us the records. But the really big one is the Financial Institution Notice, or FIN. This is a game changer. It means they can demand your data directly from Revolut without needing to ask you or even get a judge to sign off on it first. It's a direct line right into your financial data if they start an investigation.
And it's not just a UK thing. This goes global. There's this massive international agreement called the Common Reporting Standard, the CRS. Now, you might know Revolut is technically based in Lithuania for its European license. So here's how the chain works. Revolut collects your info, name, address, balance, all that stuff. They report it to the tax authority in Lithuania, and then the Lithuanian authority automatically shares it with HMRC here in the UK. It's a giant automated information sharing network.
Okay, so HMRC has all these powers. Sounds a bit intimidating, right? But here's the thing you have to remember. They don't have the time or the people to check every single account in the country. They're not just picking names out of a hat. Investigations are triggered by specific red flags. So, what are those flags? Let's take a look.
Right. Have a look at this. The number one reason by a long shot, a whopping 40% of the time, is just a simple mismatch. The numbers you put on your tax return just don't line up with the information they're getting from other places. Next up, you've got Suspicious Activity Reports, or SARs. Revolut is legally required to flag things that look, well, suspicious. Think a huge, unexpected payment, or lots of money moving in and out very fast. Unreported crypto profits are a massive one these days. And yep, even tip-offs from third parties can kick things off.
So that's the theory. But what does this look like in the real world? Let's talk about some of the high-risk zones, like crypto, and using Revolut for your business, and use an example to see just how badly it can go wrong.
Let's imagine a freelance graphic designer, right here in London. She's doing well, has a great year, and brings in a solid £40,000. All of it paid directly into her Revolut account.
But then, tax return time comes around, and she thinks, you know what, I'll just declare £25,000, save a bit of cash. Now that is the exact kind of discrepancy HMRC's computer systems are designed to flag in a heartbeat. And stay with me, because what happens next is where it gets really painful.
So what's the fallout? Well, that £15,000 she didn't declare? HMRC doesn't forget. They'll want the tax she should have paid, plus interest on it, plus some very painful penalties on top. The final bill she's looking at? It could easily top $9,500. All of a sudden, trying to save a little bit of tax has turned into a huge financial headache.
Okay, quick pro tip for you, because this is a big one. So many people get caught out by this, especially since Revolut makes crypto so easy. If you sell crypto for more than you bought it for, that profit isn't just free money. It could be subject to capital gains tax.
And listen up, for the 2025/26 tax year, the amount of profit you can make before you pay any tax, the allowance, is just £3,000. That's not a lot. So if your crypto profits for the year go over $3,000, you absolutely must declare it.
And for those of you running a business through Revolut, here's another magic number you cannot ignore: £90,000. If your total income, your turnover, hits £90,000 in any 12-month period, you are legally required to register for VAT. It's not a choice, it's the law.
We saw what happened to our freelance designer, but let's look at the official penalty structure. Because believe me, getting it wrong with HMRC isn't just a minor inconvenience. The financial consequences can be genuinely eye-watering.
It all comes down to why you got it wrong. If it was just a genuine, careless mistake, you're looking at a penalty of up to 30% of the tax you owe. Annoying, but manageable. But if they decide you did it on purpose, that it was deliberate, that penalty can rocket up to 70%. And if you want to step further and try to cover your tracks, what they call deliberate and concealed, the penalty can be a full 100% of the tax bill. That's right, you end up paying double. Ouch.
Okay, I know that last bit was a bit heavy. Penalties, investigations, it can all sound pretty scary, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. The good news is that staying compliant, keeping HMRC happy, is actually pretty simple if you just follow a few basic rules. So let's go through a simple 5-step game plan to keep you safe. Step 1, separate your accounts. Seriously, get a dedicated Revolut business account. Don't mix your business income with your personal spending. Step 2, keep good records. Everything, income, expenses, the lot. And you need to keep them for at least 6 years. Step 3, and this is the big one, declare everything, all of it. Every penny of income, every bit of crypto profit. Step 4, keep an eye on that turnover. As soon as you get near that £90,000 mark, get ready to register for VAT. And finally, step 5, if you've messed up in the past, don't panic and hide. HMRC has something called the Voluntary Disclosure Service. Coming to them first is always your best bet.
Right, before we wrap up, I have to say this. Everything we've talked about today is for general information. It's designed to give you a clear picture, but it is not a substitute for proper professional financial advice. Your situation is unique, so you absolutely must speak to a qualified professional.
And for that professional advice, you can, of course, contact the experts who help put this all together, my tax accountant. Whether it's about Revolut, crypto, VAT, or anything else tax-related, they are the people to talk to. Their number is 0208-570-8531, and the email is info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. Getting this stuff right is all about peace of mind, so seriously, give the professionals a call.